Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. So, we've actually known about this information, I guess technically in the reveals and stuff, right? Because Toshi, quote unquote, didn't tell us, if you will. But we do have the ultimate confirmation now, thanks to the official Dragon Ball Legends Twitter account. And that info is the fact that the blue transforming Gogeta will indeed be getting a Zenkai Awakening. So, if we go straight into the tweet, it says, Gogeta's Zenkai Awakening is coming. Unlock all his uniques to get minus 10% damage taken from tag powerful opponent, and own blast damage up and damage received down when entering battle. Transform and he'll restore ki and vanishing gauge when he uses vanishing step. Okay, so the way how this post is describing it, there's not much that makes him like absolutely crazy. Although what I will say though is, personally speaking, I have this Gogeta at 14 stars. He's a very old unit. I managed to pull him a lot of times, and that's why he's that high. And even so, his blast damage is actually really high when he transforms, right? Like he can actually deal solid damage while he's transformed, even in this meta. The main reason why people don't use him is because of the fact that in truth, there are better units with better abilities than this Gogeta, right? So, with him dealing extra damage to a powerful opponent, makes complete sense. Obviously, you know, likes of Broly, for example. I mean, he fought Broly. Broly's on powerful opponent, etc., etc. But it makes sense as to why he would get a perk for that or against that tag. Although it's minus 10% to damage taken from that tag, it's a defensive buff, but it's not bad. Honestly speaking, if this unit is more oppressive, then I think that would be better. But it does also say that he gets blast damage up and damage received down when he enters the battle. So I'm assuming that's like the secondary buff apart from him getting damage reduction from powerful opponents. So I guess they could definitely make that work. And not only that, when he transforms, he restores his ki and vanishing gauge when he uses vanishing step. And the thing is, currently, right, when this Gogeta is transformed, when he vanishes, he only gets ki back, right? He gets 20 ki back if I'm not mistaken. So him restoring his vanish gauge is actually really nice. But of course, the question is by how much? And also when it comes down to ki, how much ki do you get back, right? Because 20 in a general retrospect is enough for you to throw maybe strike if you're like really low on ki. But if they give him a bigger buff, something tells me it's probably gonna be around 30 ki. If we're really lucky, maybe like 40 ki, but that would be like way too much. But if they at least give him like 30 ki, then I think it's a bit more manageable, because then you can throw in blast in there too if you want. But in truth though, they don't really provide much that makes this Gogeta seem spectacular, honestly, which sucks because I really like Gogeta as a character. But with his abilities sounding kind of lackluster, I really hope he makes up in strength, right? Again, his blast damage is very high, right? And well, that's if you have him at 14 stars. If you have him at 7 stars, it could be a completely different story. But at 14 stars, his blast damage is very high. I think it's like darn near 280,000. So add Zenkai Awakening on top of that, then he can be a devastating force if it increases. If it goes anywhere near 300,000, I would actually be scared. But him raising his blast damage would definitely be good. But even at that, he would still have to compete with the likes of Vegito Blue for that blue unit spot, right? And that's where, again, a powerful unit, but with no oppressive abilities against a unit who's still fairly powerful, but with oppressive abilities being Vegito Blue, because again, blast armor, nullifies endurance, can knock down buffs, and has blast cover as well. So he has those buffs that make him a much more oppressive unit than this Gogeta. If this Gogeta comes through and like gets those abilities, like maybe he can nullify cover change, or he can like nullify element factor for a certain period of time, or you know, something along those lines. Or heck, if they okay, I don't think they'll ever actually do this, but if they decided to give him blast armor on strike, then I could actually see him competing for that spot. But as it is now, I really don't know. What I will say though is, and I think this is very, very straightforward, that if you have Vegito Blue, it might be tough to actually, you know, replace him, I would say. If you don't have Vegito Blue, then this is absolutely your blue unit for that tag, like in a general retrospect. But even so, this would be your blue unit for the Fusion Warrior tag, right? Either way though, I'm actually curious to see how this Gogeta functions, because again, I used him recently in my All Gogeta video, and he was putting in work against, you know, units of this current meta, which is impressive because he's a very, very old unit. So I'm actually interested to see how this Gogeta will function when his Zenkai Awakening drops, and of course I will be covering it when it happens. But I do want to know in the comment section below, are you guys actually excited that this Gogeta is getting a Zenkai Awakening? Because not only is it going to make him a much more powerful unit and bring him up into the recent meta, but also don't forget, if I'm not mistaken, you can actually get this unit for free now. I believe they said that during the reveals and stuff, that you could get this unit for free. I don't think it's available now, but maybe when this drops, that'll be like the time frame of you being able to get him for free, which is not bad. Because again, there's a lot of new players who are unable to get this unit because of the fact that he came out such a long time ago, right? And not only that, don't forget that we also have that one banner that'll be coming out soon where, or if it's even a banner, where you're able to actually select what character you want out of all the sparking units in the game that are not legendary finish units and that have released since the beginning of the game all the way until December 2020. That means that if you maybe have this Gogeta at like 6 stars, right, and you just need to pull him one more time to get him up to 7, you could, in theory, use that banner to get this Gogeta up to 7 stars. Granted, I mean, there's a lot of other meta units that have released past that point, but if this unit is viable enough and is actually worth that, I guess, selection, then that's also an option for you as well. Again, personally speaking, I don't need to do it because it's at 14 stars for me, but for somebody else, maybe you might want to do that too. But I'm actually excited. And oh wait, I forgot one big thing too. At the very least, he would definitely buff Fusion, or not Fusion Warrior, he would buff Vegito Blue. So if you so happen to have both of them, then that's a bigger benefit for Vegito Blue anyway. So there's actually a lot that could actually talk about this. I didn't even realize that too, but there's a lot that can go down with this Gogeta. I am excited for this unit. I'm definitely gonna be using him. And again, since he's getting that Zenkai Awakening and he's gonna be better than how he was when I used him literally a few days ago, I actually have my hopes like very, very high up. But again, I've said enough. I do want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. With that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.